Richard couldn't help but groan from the pain in his side as he stared up at the two criminals in his house that reminded him of pirates. "Mother," Redbeard exclaimed. He pointed a shaking hand at Richard. "He's still alive." "I know," she agreed, stepping over to Richard. "If I wanted him dead, he'd be gone by now." "What are you going to do?" Richard asked, struggling to catch his breath. "I'm going to make sure this ring is the real thing," she told him. She knelt next to him on the floor and held the ring between her thumb and index finger. "What time did you and your wife leave the house tonight?" she demanded. The pain from the bullet in his side was so great, Richard struggled to remember. 6, I think." "Good." She looked at Redbeard, who knelt next to her. That means the sun was still up. She put the ring on her finger, grabbed the setting with the fingers of her other hand, and twisted it counterclockwise. To Richard's surprise, the setting turned easily. The twisting motion triggered a mechanism inside the ring that flipped the stone over. The other side of the orange stone had bands of yellow and red running through it. What the hell? Richard stared at it in disbelief. He'd never known it could do that. The woman pirate touched the orange, red, and yellow side of the stone to Richard's arm for a brief moment. Richard's arm felt a pinprick from the touch. How can that be? It's just a stone. "Now watch this," Anne Bonny told her son. As terrible as Richard already felt from the bullet in his side, it was nothing in comparison to the hot, sick feeling that began pulsing through his stomach and bowels. Strangely, his fear was fading and he surrendered to his exhaustion and let himself relax on the floor. He didn't even worry when the intense trembling started. "Mother, what's happening?" Redbeard asked with a wavering voice as Richard convulsed. Anne Bonny twisted the setting of the ring clockwise, which flipped the stone back into its original position. Only the orange side was still showing, and it sat on her finger, innocent as you please. "This is the real thing," she said, a delighted smirk oozing across her face. "The poison ring." She stood up. "The what?" Redbeard stood up too. "What kind of poison? A stone can't do that." "It's more than the stone. It's ancient magic." Richard finally understood why that ring had creeped him out so much. It was poisonous. But ancient magic? Not a real thing, right? He knew he had no time to wonder about it, no time to even grieve for Marilyn. Anne Bonny stepped over him on her way out of the room. "Are you coming?" she demanded of her son. "It's time for step 2. She smirked and waved at Richard right before shooting him in the head.